This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Shanta. Shanta is an entertainer, but she also loves to be entertained, which is why she has Flow TV brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It's great for busy Shanta because she can control the time she watches her favorite shows, play back from the start in case she missed it, or even record with cloud video recording. And with her Flow services bundle, enjoys much more for much less. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, May the 24th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, the National Union of Public Workers is digging in for a lengthy battle over its demand for a 23% pay increase, with the union insisting that it would not back down. Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair said on Friday the union's demand would cost the country $150 million, a figure he warned the country could not afford. The minister also sent out a grave warning that the government would likely be forced to take uncomfortable steps that would hurt public workers. However, NUPW President Akani McDowell told Barbados Today the union was sticking to its guns because its request was justified. He said the figures were not plucked from the sky but had come from the best team possible of economists. Meantime, a well-respected retired trade union leader yesterday dismissed as hot air the union's demands. The veteran trade unionist who spoke to Barbados Today on condition of anonymity because of the sensitive nature of the issue said the request made no sense whatsoever, adding he did not anticipate the workers receiving any more than 2% in the current economic circumstances. That same retired trade union leader also weighed in on the docking of pay of teachers. He's contending that the umbrella Barbados Union of Teachers does not have a leg on which to stand in its latest feud with the Ministry of Education. The BUT wants the ministry to rescind the letter advising teachers who attended recent union meetings that their pay would be docked. However, the trade unionist said the BUT's leadership was being misled into believing the ministry had acted illegally. He explained that while the teachers' bargaining agent had been relying on the general orders for guidance in this matter, they were cheating themselves by not reading the Public Service Act. A young woman who collapsed and died in a Roebuck Street store yesterday evening was suffering from a heart condition, according to a family member. It has not yet been determined how 34-year-old Melissa Dapper Cat Vent of Scarborough Christchurch died, but her brother Randy told Barbados Today the mother of 5 was hospitalized 2 months ago after suffering a heart attack. He explained that the family was struggling to come to terms with Vent's sudden death despite her heart condition.
I still can't believe my sister passed away. My sister's a real strong girl, real strong. We got a strong family. I would never believe my sister. I still can't believe my sister passed away. Yeah. You know, she's a fighter. She's a girl. She more and things. She's taught like that fighting way. You know, she's a fighter. I didn't know my sister. Tell myself, my sister would get on just so real thing.
In other news, family members of Nakira Goddard are frantically trying to locate the 25-year-old who left home in the wee hours of yesterday morning and are worried she could harm herself. Goddard of number 18 Lower Crescent Gall Hill Christchurch left behind a note which left her family in despair. When Barbados Today visited her home yesterday morning, older sister Nia Goddard, 27, said they were petrified when they read the message her hearing-impaired sister left on the dining table.
The note said, I'm sorry. She said, I'm sorry, I'm going to kill myself. No one knows where I went. Only God knows. I love you to all my brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. Goodbye. She kept to herself a lot. But sometimes we would see her messaging on her phone, texting, and then she would go upstairs and go in the corner and start to cry. When you go and ask her around, she wouldn't tell you anything. Only throughout the course of the day, from the post on Facebook, people have been contacting, and we found out today that there have been issues between her and somebody they were saying that there were death threats involved between her and somebody on Facebook. She wouldn't give the identity of the person to whoever it was she was speaking to.
A team from the National Assistance Board, led by Chairman Dr. David Durant, moved in on a home in Messiah Street, St. John yesterday morning, following what was reported to be another case of elderly abuse. However, at the end of the investigation, Durant was forced to conclude that there was no real evidence of abuse after 76-year-old Harriet Codrington, who was thoroughly examined by the NAB registered nurse Esther Bend, and no signs of bed sores or bruises were found about her body. In support of her relative's denial of the abuse claims, which were reported on the front page of the Sunday Sun newspaper, the elderly woman also pleaded with the authorities to allow her to remain at her home in St. John, where she is cared for by her niece.
She does not want to move. We asked her about that, but she said she preferred to stay in it because it's her home and this is where she lived all her years. Because we were thinking of doing that, of moving her. But since she wants to remain, we'll make sure that we bring the help to her on a daily basis from here onward.
In sports now, another FIFA casualty over corruption allegations. This time it's FIFA's acting Secretary General, Marcus Katner, who has been sacked after being accused of paying himself bonuses worth millions of pounds. World governing body FIFA said an investigation uncovered breaches of fiduciary responsibilities. The 45-year-old German took over as acting General Secretary after Jerome Valk was sacked for irregularities. The dismissal is not connected to the payment made to Michel Platini by former President Sepp Blatter in 2011.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We're back with news from the region now. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has met with Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley in Port of Spain to discuss several bilateral issues, including trade, energy, and security. Maduro also announced the signing of a major energy agreement.
We have just signed historic agreements to the benefit of both countries, where we will be able to use, for the benefit of our countries, the gas that is in our shared fields.
Hemos creado una empresa conjunta que con las inversiones que se van a hacer van a dar resultados muy pronto que generarán riqueza para el beneficio de ambos pueblos.
We have created a joint venture that will be responsible to conduct all the investments required in order to tap those resources to the benefit of both countries.
But while the Venezuelan president was in Trinidad signing trade deals, including the creation of a $50 million fund to increase mutual trade, there's news out of his own country that a sugar shortage has forced Coca-Cola to stop producing soft drinks there amid an escalating food and energy shortage. Now, Coke said that suppliers in Venezuela will temporarily cease operations due to a lack of raw materials. The announcement comes after the country's biggest brewer, Empresas Polar, closed plants due to a barley shortage. Venezuela's economy has contracted sharply as oil prices plunge. A Coca-Cola spokesperson said the company would continue producing sugarless drinks such as Coca-Cola Light Diet Coke. That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Now you can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, our screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. Have a fantastic day.